Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of Touchdown Talk. I'm Nate Sanders,
I'm Mason Myers.
And I'm Lane Markham.
and we have a buttload of new topics to talk about this week, starting with Tyrone Scoops being the lowest paid NFL player right now in the NFL. How does it make you guys feel about that?
I think that he is better than some players, and he gets paid less.
Yeah, I feel like he's better than most. Like, not most, but some of the players that play his position on, like, other teams. So I feel like he should get, like, higher pay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've actually heard that name before, and, I mean, like, if you're the lowest paid NFL player, odds are they're not going to know you or know your name unless you are just, that's what you're known for.
Yeah.
As the lowest paid NFL
I
player.
agree with that.
And I've heard his name.
He's not just a no-name.
Well, yeah.
Some people, you never hear about their names.
Yeah, I know. So, like, I mean, for example, like, Jamal Russell, I think is his name. Raiders quarterback picked first overall. So popular for like a while. He was a household name. I mean, then had a really bad first season and went downhill from there.
Well, I don't even
never
know
heard of again.
I don't even know who that guy is.
Jamarcus Russell?
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
I feel like, overall, if you are the least paid player, I feel like you might get talked about more. But I feel like his name is known more than some people that get paid
More than him?
more than him.
Yeah.
But it's like people that get paid a lot are well known, and people that get paid very, very little
Are
are
not.
also pretty well known because they're the least paid player in the NFL. So it's people talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, they talk about it probably as much as they talk about the highest paid player in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'll tell you what we're talking about. But talking about topics that are being talked about right now, the Minnesota Vikings quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, is now out for the rest of the season with I believe it's an Achilles?
It's an injured meniscus.
Meniscus, yeah. It's a meniscus. So he's tore his meniscus and now he's out for the season. How do you think the Vikings are going to do now?
I think their backup quarterback's pretty good. I think.
The Vikings signed QB Matt Corral, too.
Yeah, Matt Corral.
Yeah, I do think with the quarterbacks they have right now, their second and third string, I think that they have a pretty good chance.
Well, I mean,
Still.
I feel like they're going to be one of those teams that are going to be good, just not make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't think,
I think they'll make the playoffs.
You think they'll make the playoffs?
Yeah.
Even with trading Kirk Cousins?
I mean, we saw what the Colts did with their backup,
With
and
Gardner? But is he Gardner Minshew for the Colts? But
Gardner Minshew was sitting on his couch when he got the phone call. He's been retired, and he came back in. So I think they got a pretty good chance because someone who has been
not well known.
not even playing football since he's retired came in and almost took him to the playoffs.
I mean, yeah, but just think about this though. Not every backup quarterback is Gardner Minshew, and the Colts didn't make the playoffs last year, even with Gardner Minshew as their backup quarterback. So, how are we expecting this guy that I'm not gonna lie, I barely have heard his name before, or come in to the Viking system and win? I get it; they have weapons, but I'm not sure if they're gonna be able to.
Yeah, I think they can do
You think
it. Because considering Gardner Minshew, considering how old he was and how he hadn't played football, he came back in, was able to do some things that people who have played quarterback haven't been able to do. And I think having someone young and athletic and able to take a hit, I think that'll help him a lot.
Yeah, I mean, also you also have to think about their division. Their division, they have the Bears, the Packers,
Yeah.
teams like that in their division. Which I'm pretty sure this might be a hot take, but I'm pretty sure the Packers are going to win their division, especially with how good Jordan Love's been.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
And for his first couple of years, he was sitting behind Rodgers. They kind of did what Brett Favre did with Rodgers. Sat Rodgers for a little bit. Had Brett play. Then when Brett left, Aaron came in, and now since Jordan Love's in, and he's just the backup, and now since Rodgers left, he's there, and they just keep on doing the cycle, and the cycle's been working. So I can't say anything.
What are your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers leaving?
I mean that was the last year topic, and I feel like it's so far. I feel like it's been horrible for them because the Jets did not really get their end of the bargain because Rodgers has been hurt. Darn turf. But Like, I mean, it seemed like in the moment it probably was a good trade, at least for the Packers. The Packers have been using the stuff that they've gotten from the Jets. It's just that Rodgers hasn't been able to play, so the Jets haven't really gotten their rewards.
And that's another good topic, is that most of the NFL fields are actually going back to grass because they've done studies on the turf and realized how dangerous it was.
I mean, just for example, last year's Super Bowl, I mean, if you watch a highlight reel of people slipping on that turf, it will be it will be a long thing.
The fields have gone from being grass to basically concrete with carpet over them to turf, and now back to grass.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I don't know why we just don't stick with grass, because it's been proven that turf is worse than grass. Well, any type of fake grass.
Well, I mean, be fair though, like when you are a big corporation like the NFL is, you don't want your stars to get hurt, and that's what happened with the Jets. The Jets got their stars to hurt, and that probably hurt the NFL a little bit there. Here.
Another thing I want to talk about is that the Saints QB Derek Carr, they're saying that he's 10 times better this year than he was last year.
Derek Carr, the Saints quarterback. Heck, I think that's kind of a hot take. I'm not gonna lie, you can't be 10 times better than what you actually were already.
That is
like within an off season. I understand they have the best of the best, and they're trying to help other people. But there's no way after like 6 months that you could just be 10 times better. You could be 5 times better or something like that, but like 10 times better the way you were already. He was already a Pro Bowler. I don't think he's as good as that.
Well, and yeah, that's another thing to think about. Like, he may say he's 10 times better, but you have to factor in how much getting older affects how good you are, or not putting in as much work as you did
also
when you were younger.
Because
injuries from the year previous.
When you're a rookie,
you're good. Like
you put in all the work to prove your spot, and then once you get good, some people keep pushing and keep trying, but some people, once they get good, they just stall out.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
They stop trying.
I mean, see, now people, if they need to have like a Tom Brady mindset here. Tom Brady, okay, he is, in my personal opinion, he is the GOAT. I didn't like him when he was playing for the Patriots, but he is the GOAT. He has the most Super Bowl rings. You can't deny that.
Yeah, no, he definitely is the GOAT. And overall, the whole thing with the Patriots wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
He wasn't the one that did it. Like, he was on the team with the people who did it, but he didn't know about it until it happened.
Yeah,
that's true. But
everybody hates on him for it, but it's like, he didn't knowingly, like, he didn't do it on purpose. Like, he didn't even do it. So,
I mean,
I get what you're trying to say.
But speaking of winning teams, let's talk about the 49ers here for a second.
Oh, yeah.
They're according to ESPN, they are supposed to be the team winning Super Bowl this year.
And they also claim that they're going to be the team to win the Super Bowl.
The team to beat, the team to beat this year. Which, I mean, the 49ers are always good. Like, I don't care what you say. The 49ers are somewhat in the playoffs somehow.
Yeah, I think the 49ers have a good chance.
They're almost as annoying as the Steelers, like, actually. the Steelers, like, find some way to be above 500 and make the playoffs every year.
Sorry to all the 49ers fans for what Nate just said, but back to the point.
Yeah, but still, I mean, I am a 49ers fan. I will understand that. But they can be, like, it's annoying sometimes, like, year after year, it's just the same guy.
Yeah.
Or it's just the same team every year, which, I mean, that's why people didn't like Tom Brady and the Patriots. It's why people are starting not to like Mahomes and the Chiefs anymore.
Well, I feel like people hate on someone who's good because they're destroying their
other
team.
players. Destroying other teams.
Like Patrick Mahomes, if he destroys the Colts and you're a Colts fan, I mean,
you're not gonna like Patty Mahomes.
Yeah. Or like, for example, the Cowboys and the Commanders right now. The Commanders hate the Cowboys because Dak Prescott and all of them are considered to be America's team, but like Dak beats them almost every year. Here, so like there's a reason, and also the rivalry that they have, and the rivalry that's been made up to be makes them rivals and makes them not like each other.
Well,
Mhm.
I think being rivals is. I
Okay.
mean, it's good to have rivals. I mean, it's good competition and it
Yeah.
makes it exciting to watch. But at the same time, like having respect for the game and having respect for each other just makes it a lot more pleasant to watch.
That's true.
Yeah.
But also the rivalries is also one of the things that's going to make people want to tune in to the
Yeah.
game,
Well,
especially if it's two good teams.
That's what I'm saying. Like a rivalry's good, but if a rivalry's like to where
Bad, like bad.
like they're fighting at games and stuff like that, like I think that's less of a rivalry and more of a enemies. Like I mean, it's the same thing, but like rivalries is more competition based, and then enemies it's more like just hating each other.
Yeah, and we're not NHL here. We don't just
Yeah.
mid game like throw down
Yeah.
in the NFL.
Also, to bring up what you said about how the 49ers and Steelers are so annoying,
Yeah,
I'm not saying that they are. But
they are very
they're actually in an alliance, right? Like not an alliance, but
But
like,
not-
they're like trading people back and forth.
talking
Yeah.
to each other.
So they're thinking about trading Brandon Ayuk for someone. They like trading.
Yeah,
Brandon Ayuk.
well, the 49ers have been like this has been a really like topic that's been talked about a lot. Brandon Ayuk being like a guy that's been trying to be traded. Like he wanted to go into free agency, but the 49ers franchise tagged him, and now that they franchise tagged him, he just wanted to get out of there for like forever. Which even if he gets out of there, I feel like the 49ers are still going to be good without
They're
him.
still gonna be
Well-
good without a dog.
And it's just like what Andrew Luck did. Like Andrew Luck left the Colts because he didn't have a line to protect him,
Mhm.
and he was sick of just getting pummeled every time.
Yeah, but I don't think
And-
that's why Ayuk is leaving. Like he doesn't have a real reason. He just wants to get out of there.
Well, yeah, he wants to get out of there because he gets hit every time. Like after Andrew Luck left, like we got a good line, but then we didn't have a good quarterback.
Yeah, fair. Oh, and I'm also gonna bring this up though. Colts, stop paying your linemen so much, and then having them be one of the worst lines in the NFL. That happened. That's been happening. We had the highest paid offensive line in NFL, and it did not end well.
Yeah, I think like linemen are one of the most important people on the field, but if you can't get good linemen,
Ooh.
there's no point in paying them a ton of money because a lot like they're important. So if you don't get good ones,
Yeah.
there's no point in paying a ton of money for something that's not gonna turn out well.
Yeah.
And speaking from the point of view of a QB, like I'm sure you can relate to this. If you make the linemen mad or make them mad at you,
Yeah, no,
they'll just like not
I de-
try.
I
It makes them
definitely-
it makes them look bad.
Stop blocking. Yeah.
I definitely think that like having a good relationship with all your linemen is a very good thing. Like after some of the seasons, like quarterbacks will go out and buy them like Rolexes or buy them a car or something like
Buy them
just
a drink.
just as a thank you gift for protecting them all season because
And that's a
if-
that's a good QB too.
if
Yeah.
people didn't block for
They
the
would-
running backs or the quarterback,
Yeah.
like some running backs and quarterbacks would still be able to do stuff. Like Lamar Jackson, he's
Still like
he's
he's scrambled.
like-
He's still-
Scramble.
he would be able to most likely scramble out of it, or like McCaffrey, he'd probably be able to run with a few guys in the backfield, even if like he's just now getting the ball and there are people in the backfield. I still think like
I mean, the thing about being a running back, I guess you have to be able to make someone miss.
no, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and even if you don't make someone miss, just being able to lower your pad level and
Hit 'em.
run them over makes them not be able to wrap up. And yeah, it might slow you down, but you still are going to get a few yards instead of stopping right
Yeah,
there.
a few more yards than what you would have had.
Yeah.
And which I mean, yeah. And I feel like for the Steelers, I don't know what the Steelers would like necessarily get because I don't think the 49ers want to give up much more than Brandon Ayuk, and I don't know what the 49ers see in the Steelers and what they want to get out of it because I'm not sure what they would want. Because I understand they have Russell Wilson and Justin Fields as their quarterbacks right now. They're still going after it, but Russell Wilson is the proclaimed starter. So we'll have to see what happens there. But
Yeah.
I don't know what the 49ers would want from the Steelers exactly because, I mean, what do you? I mean, I don't really have an opinion there. Like, do you guys know what they would want from the Steelers at all? Like,
not really.
I don't really know.
Yeah, there's nothing.
They're obviously thinking of something though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a plan, but I don't think anybody knows what their plan is exactly yet.
Well, I mean, my thing is that the 49ers don't really have that many holes to fill.
That's
Well, and
Yeah.
it's like, what position would they want to fill?
Yeah, like, because they have a great tight end in George Kittle. They have their quarterback of the future, Brock Purdy. They still have Debo and a couple more wide receivers. They have McCaffrey, who's a running back / wide receiver, basically. Their defense has been... I can't remember the last time their defense was bad. And ever since they
it's
have...
been phenomenal.
Yeah, since Nick Bosa is still there and all that stuff.
I think-
Like,
They have so many dogs.
Well,
Yeah, they
and
do.
That's like having McCaffrey on their team helps them a lot. Like Purdy and McCaffrey, and just having good relationships between your teammates is a big role. Like Brock Purdy and McCaffrey, they're like friends outside of football.
oh, yeah.
They're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's if you have a good relationship between positions on the field, having friends on and off the field, it's important because you get to know each other and know what helps to make
Yeah.
each other the best they can be.
I mean, also, like, we know, though, for, like, if they want to be Super Bowl contenders, like, they say that they're going to be... Losing Brandon Ayuk is obviously a really bad minus there. But if they can get something really good out of it, that maybe that can put them over the top. So that's just my point of view on it.
That's all I got. And if you want to add anything else.
Is that it for everyone?
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
it.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in this second episode of Touchdown Talk with me, Nate, and Lane. And this is the third season of preseason for the NFL. Thank you for tuning in, and see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.